Hey everybody, Andrew here again, and in this video we are going to be walking through together question number 59 from the math test in test 2 in your red book. So take a second and pause the video, read question number 59, and when you're done reading it, hit play. Okay, so question number 59, it's one of those where there's not a lot of actual math to do. Like some other questions we've seen on this test, what they're really testing is, do you know the basic rules of logarithms? If you do, this is a very easy question. If you don't, you could stare at this thing for 35 minutes and not find the answer. This relies on you bringing in outside knowledge to answer this. If you know logarithms well, if you know the basics about logarithms, this is an easy question. If you don't know the basics of logarithms, it is not an easy question. The rules that you would need to study to get this question right very quickly and easily are in your boot camp manuals. They're already in there in that kind of math notes section. They're in there so you can study the logarithm rules, and this would become a pretty easy question for you. So we're going to walk through the solution. It's very quick. I'm not going to teach the rules of logarithms or why they work that way. I'm just going to show you, hey, if you use the rules, this is a super quick answer. It tells us, the problem says, hey, the log base A of x is equal to s. It tells us that log base A of y is equal to t. And it says, all right, if we tell you these two things, you go and find what's log base A of xy quantity squared. If you know the rules of logarithms, this should be pretty easy. And here's what it's really asking for. Taking this, do you know what exponents mean in logarithms? Do you know what it means when two things are multiplied together inside of a logarithm? If you know those two things, this question's a breeze. Here we go. This is one rule of logarithms. If you have a logarithm, if you have a log, and the thing you're taking the log of has an exponent, there's something you can do. You can take this exponent and make it the coefficient of the logarithm. So this is the same thing as 2 times the log of x, y. That's one rule. Again, if you didn't know that rule, you have no idea. So we have to know the rules of logarithms in order to get this question right. Now there's another rule that says, okay, if you have two things multiplied together inside the log, you can actually separate them into two separate logarithms, which would look like this, all right? We have 2 as our coefficient times, we can separate this since there's multiplication, we can separate this into two different logarithms. There should be an A there, yeah. We can separate it into these two logarithms. Remember, we brought down the exponent, and then we separated into two different logarithms. We have 2 times the quantity log base A of x plus log base A of y. We can take this one step further. We know from the top that log base A of x is s, right? So this is actually 2 times log base A of x is s plus log base A of y, and log base A of y is t. So this is actually, when all is said and done, 2 times the quantity s plus t. So if you know the rules, if you know the logarithm rules and are comfortable with them, this is a very easy question. If you don't know the logarithm rules, it's not so easy. So getting this question right either requires skipping and guessing correctly, studying up on these logarithm rules, or coming in already knowing the log rules. So whatever camp you fall into, most important thing that you can think through is if you don't know these rules, this is a question that you should skip and not spend a bunch of time trying to find the answer if you don't know the rules. So anyway, the answer is 2 times s plus t, which is answer choice A, and that's your answer.